Is Xi Jinping playing a double game on Iran while simultaneously pursuing engagement with the United States? Leaked documents reveal how Chinese-linked firms allegedly helped sustain parts of Iran's missile supply chain under sanctions. Reports suggest Beijing-linked commercial networks helped Tehran bypass pressure through complex shipping, finance, and procurement channels. New leaks fuel claims that Chinese satellite technology may have supported Iranian military targeting capabilities during regional conflicts. Allegations now extend beyond missile fuel and surveillance systems, with growing speculation over broader Chinese support for Iran. Leaked documents have linked Chinese firms to an IRGC-associated missile fuel procurement network, according to a report by Iran International. The documents were reportedly obtained by hacker group Prana, and later reviewed and analyzed by Iran International. Chinese, Turkish, and UAE-based firms allegedly helped the IRGC acquire chemicals used in missile fuel production. Chinese entities allegedly helped facilitate financial transactions structured to navigate existing U.S. sanctions restrictions. The files also linked the April 26 explosion at Shahid Raji port in Iran to a sodium perchlorate shipment. Sodium perchlorate is considered a key chemical component used in the production of solid fuel for ballistic missiles. The blast and existing sanctions reportedly made it more difficult to find ships willing to transport the chemical to Iran. Haokuan Energy was identified in the documents as a central player in the procurement network described in the leaks. Haokuan was previously sanctioned by the United States for allegedly helping finance the IRGC's Quds Force. The documents also refer to a deal between Haokuan and Turkish company Golden Globe Demirçelik, or GDCP. Documents outline plans to ship 2,000 tons of sodium chlorate and 10,000 tons of sodium perchlorate to Iran. The files claimed the material would be sufficient to produce fuel for approximately 2,500 ballistic missiles. Documents allege that GDCP procures missile fuel raw materials and sells oil on behalf of the IRGC. One file reportedly showed plans to sell 2 million barrels of oil from Karg Island to a UAE-based company. Separate records indicated the proceeds were deposited into an account held at Tourism Bank in Tehran. The file suggests a significant portion of oil revenues was used to purchase sodium perchlorate from China. Reports of sodium perchlorate shipments from China to Iran have surfaced repeatedly over the past year. However, neither China nor Iran has publicly confirmed the reported sodium perchlorate shipments. The Israeli Prime Minister accused China of helping the IRGC obtain ballistic missile components, a claim Beijing denied. Subsequently, Donald Trump said China's president had assured him that no weapons would be supplied to Iran. Iran's ally may have played a major behind-the-scenes role in the dramatic downing of a U.S. F-15 fighter jet in April 2026. A Chinese-made shoulder-launched missile was allegedly used to bring down the $90 million American fighter aircraft. An NBC News report alleged that China provided Iran with a long-range early warning radar system. That Chinese radar is reportedly capable of detecting stealth aircraft specifically designed to avoid enemy surveillance. Beyond missiles and radar systems, China may have also supplied Iran with stealth aircraft, according to NBC News. China allegedly moved the weapons to Iran during the early phase of Tehran's war with the US and Israel. Meanwhile, a US investigation is still underway into what exactly led to the downing of the F-15E Strike Eagle in April. It marked the first time in decades that an American fighter jet was reportedly brought down by enemy fire. When asked about the F-15 shootdown, China's embassy in the United States dismissed the claims as part of a smear campaign. The Chinese embassy said, and I quote, "China always acts prudently and responsibly on the export of military products, and exercises strict control in accordance with China's laws and regulations on export control and due international obligations. China opposes groundless smear and ill-intentioned association." End quote. Reports now suggest China's alleged helping hand to Iran could further complicate ties between Xi Jinping and Donald Trump. Trump's top diplomat has also insisted that America does not need China's help to bring the Iran war to an end. A new analysis warns that this depletion could undermine US readiness for any future conflict with China. Precision-guided munitions and air defense interceptors were used at a pace that outstripped replacement rates. That has raised fresh doubts about whether the US can sustain major wars across multiple theaters at once. A prolonged replenishment timeline could weaken American deterrence in the Indo-Pacific. The Iran war also exposed concerns that the US defense industrial base cannot keep up with the demands of modern conflict. Analysts have long warned that any war over Taiwan would require very large volumes of advanced weaponry. Critics argue the costly Iran war failed to produce a decisive outcome while also draining US firepower. The resulting strain on stockpiles may now leave Washington facing greater risks in a future Asia-Pacific crisis. US defense contractors may need at least 3 years to rebuild key weapon stockpiles after the Iran war. A new CSIS analysis warned that depleted inventories could leave the United States more vulnerable. Tomahawk missiles, Patriot interceptors, and THAAD interceptors were identified as 3 of the key systems under strain. The think tank said the main challenge is not funding, but the time required to expand production. That means the window of vulnerability could last for several years until stockpiles are restored. China has notably set a goal of being able to take Taiwan by force, if necessary, by 2027. CSIS said it could take until late 2030 to fully rebuild Tomahawk inventories to their pre-war level. Fewer than 200 Tomahawks are currently produced each year, though Raytheon is aiming to raise capacity above 1,000. The report also said it could take until the end of 2029 to replace as many as 290 THAAD interceptors. Replenishing more than 1,000 Patriot interceptors is expected to be completed around mid-2029. Despite the shortages, the Pentagon has insisted it still has enough in its arsenal to carry out the president's orders.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.